Hey, Paul from PowerWashStore.com here. We're going to do a little walk around of the Elite Power Washing truck bed that we built here. That's Daniel you see walking away. Say hi, Daniel. There you go. He drove up here from Pensacola and dropped off his air compressor and then drove to Iowa and had this really nice truck bed put on his truck. And first of all, I'm going to talk a little bit about this truck bed. This is a really nice, high quality aluminum truck bed. The company made this Alumaline. They are out of
Crisco, Iowa.
Crisco, Iowa?
Crisco.
Cresco, Iowa. There's their number. I've worked with a lot of truck beds and stuff over the years. This is by far the best quality truck bed that I've ever worked with. The aluminum is really nice and thick and heavy, really reinforced. A lot of it has to do with Daniel telling him he wanted it reinforced. And we'll take some pictures. You can see right back here, he's got a nice little backup camera in here already, so he can still hook up for his trailer. Nice LED quality lights. Inside the box here, you'll kind of see how they did some reinforcing up on the top with aluminum. Good quality welds, nice penetration. But they did that so that they could support the hose reels and everything. Up in front here, we have a nice toolbox, some storage underneath there for additional parts. Really nice, open. You can see they have a nice fender well. Now, Daniel went a little bit over the top here and put some semi-truck rims on here with these big tires and everything, so they kind of had to do a special modification to do that. But you can see, I mean, this truck is just beautiful. Really a pleasure to work on this one. I'll step back a little bit here so you can kind of get a better view. Reminds me of like a emergency vehicle here. But going around to the unit here, we have three 18-inch Titan electric reels on here. This first one here that doesn't have any hose on it, that's going to be for his garden hose. He has 300 feet of 5/8 ag hose for his booster pump and his air diaphragm system, and then he has 300 feet of drag and tail hose on here. And then we have the little 6-inch electric reel on the back here. He's going to be using that for his extension cord for his booster pump or whatever. Coming around the back, we have a proportioner on here. Below, he has this 1-inch air diaphragm pump. We have two 7-gallon chemical tanks, which you can see there is a 3-way ball valve on there that allows him to change it. Up on the top here, that first tank, that 100-gallon tank there, is for the bleach. And then he has a 325, Daniel? 330-gallon water tank up in the front here. We added a Tsunami air dryer, or he added a Tsunami air dryer on here to help keep his air diaphragm pump functioning properly, keep the moisture out. You can imagine being in Pensacola, there's just a tiny bit of moisture that he has to deal with. To get a little extra space here, what we also did is we added the platform that will allow him to eventually add another pressure washer underneath here that he wants to. We have our 10-gallon a minute Water Dragon hot pressure washer on here. All stainless frame, Honda 690 engine. Nice general pump on here. He went with an 1.25 inch feed line with our Banjo Y-Trap filter on here. This will allow him to get really good filtration without restricting the flow in any way, shape, or form because of the way of the design of it. And when he needs to clean it out, all he has to do is just unscrew this little thing on the bottom here and it'll flush the water and debris out. Added a 22-gallon fuel tank on here to allow him, he's going to eventually plumb this into his air compressor, which you see right here is a nice big Ingersoll Rand air compressor. He'll be able to plumb that fuel tank into there with a little transfer 12-volt pump to allow him to use one fuel source instead of using the fuel tank that's up on top of the engine there. He also has that plumbed into his pressure washer here with a 3-way ball valve that we installed up in the back here, and that will allow him to switch between the two different tanks and keep running as long as he wants to run.
With 40 gallons of fuel.
What's that?
With
That gives him about 40 gallons of fuel capacity, so he can run a real long time. His diesel, you can see again on this side, he has more storage. Really just a top quality setup, really nice truck. So Daniel really thought this out well. It did take quite a bit of time to get it right, but once he got it right, through no fault of his, just having to wait for the truck bed to be built, there was some miscommunications on frame sizes and things like that they had to work out. But once they got that worked out, this is just really probably one of the best truck beds I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of different truck beds in here, and not to mention these sick wheels he's got on here in this truck. So this is really a beautiful truck.
Don't forget the airbags.
Oh, yep, and we also added some airbags onto the truck here with all the weight and everything, and because of the big tires and the clearance, we ended up adding, and I don't know if you can see them in there. Oh, maybe not. Well, you can see them because I left my light up underneath here. So there's the airbags up there that we added on here. There's one on the other side. So we put a set of airbags on there to help with the weight issues, to keep the truck up off the tires. Because of the large tires, we had to do that. I'm going to back up a little bit here so you can get a little better view. So you can see this is the Daniel Simmons Elite Power Wash out of Pensacola, Florida. He drove up here with his family here and got it taken care of. And inside here you can see we have a 1 horsepower booster pump, all plumbed in real nice. And he has the ability right up here by switching these hoses either from here or here. Here's his booster pump. There's his air diaphragm pump, so he can use either one of those on site at the same time. But Daniel drove up here with his wife and new baby, 1-year-old,
Yeah.
and I guess traveled very well. But they're excited to get back home, and I can't blame them. It's 45 degrees and raining up here right now. But here we go. This is the Daniel Simmons Elite Power Wash truck build. PowerWashStore.com, 855-351-9274.